Hey everyone, it's Michael here at Home Health Success Academy, and welcome to another one of our video series where we start talking about how to be able to start your own home care company. So one of the biggest questions that gets asked of me is that, Michael, how do I actually find, funding to be able to really start a home care business? And there's other questions that comes about, such as, how much do I need? So we're going to cover that in another video. But, many individuals, initially do not have sufficient cash or cash on hand to meet startup costs and operations expenses to carry them to the first 3 months, 1 year, even 3 years or 4 years, right, while in business and while you're trying to build up that business. So they need to actually raise some of the required funds. And so there's a number of possibility of sources that I want to share with you that other individuals that we've helped or we've spoken to and we've consulted with found ways to be able to fund their home care startup. One of the first things that we've seen a lot is that a lot of people say that it comes from family. So whether they ask a family member for a loan, to become an angel investor, to invest in the company, to become a partner, a lot of people will pretty much do their circle of friends first, right? So they're going to go to the family members. The next thing is maybe borrowing money from friends. Now, later on in the video, I'm going to tell you, what I've kind of have done and my family has done in the past when we first started our businesses, right? Other people have inheritances, right? That they got something, from their grandma, for their great uncle, and they were able to use that money to be able to start up a company. Then there's business associates. Maybe if you're a caregiver or you're a nurse, and then you end up having met like-minded individuals that you work with that are thinking about this, but maybe they also don't have the full capital. So maybe just jumping into a partnership with a business associate or a coworker. Another thing is what we've seen is a lot of companies who actually want to expand, they actually talk to lawyers, because lawyers, have a network of people that they know, that maybe some lawyers that are aware of some other people who are thinking about getting into the business. Other things is, personally, that you can do, and to be honest, I try not to recommend this, and that is, remortgaging your house. Because sometimes with small business loans, it's a lot harder to get funding from banks and to be able to borrow from the banks, because you're trying to start up a business that unfortunately does not have, capital yet, does not have proof of concept. Unless, for example, that you are maybe franchising, this is a possibility, right? Because there is a proven concept already that's been in place. Additional things is you can pretty much borrow money from your savings, borrow money from your 401k plan if you want to. And in addition to that is, you can either also start up the capital by using some of your credit cards. Now, I understand that you might max out your credit cards, and you may be, you might be kind of held back a little bit from doing this. But what I've seen that some operators have done when they started up their business is, they kind of find, new credit cards that have, zero financing for the first year. And that might be, something that you can look into just to get started with, and making sure that hopefully if you run your business, if you market your business really good, then you can actually do what? Pay back those the credit card bills that you actually accumulated. Okay, so that's one thing that you can maybe look into, by consolidating all of your credit cards. The next thing is, if do you have any investments, do you have any stock portfolios, anything like that maybe you can actually sell that off. Now, the last two things I want to share with you guys is something that, I personally have done with my companies in the past when we first started. When we first started our home care business, we only pretty much had $1,000 in place. And so, we had to figure out what can we do to be able to start a company. So what we kind of did was that, we invested that money and opened up a grocery store, actually, a small mom and pop grocery store. This is something my family has done. And we were able to build that, that Filipino grocery store into something enough that within a couple years, we were also able to sell it at a huge profit and also make profit during the time that we were actually running the business. So we took that $1,000 and figured out how can we actually expand it. So we created a business and that expanded, and we were able to sell that to be able to have the capital to be able to start the businesses. Now, for myself, when we decided to move up and start a medical home health agency, what we ended up doing was that I pretty much worked my butt off. I was working an average of about 70 hours a week, and this was going on for the first 2 years. So during nighttime, I was working night shift, and during the daytime, I was working hard for the company. Now, to get the company started, it took us, unfortunately, about a year and a half to get the full approval because this was a medical home health agency. And what ended up happening was, I was maybe sleeping an average of 4 hours, 5 hours a day for the first year. And it allowed me to be able to put my efforts in the company, while we're doing the startup, before we even have additional expenses. And so I was doing the initial care for a lot of patients. And at the same time as still working my regular job as a nurse. Now, I've seen this done where even CNAs, nursing assistants, were able to start their own home care company by just unfortunately putting the effort, putting the extra work. Sometimes you have to put in the extra work in order to be able to find the money to be able to make a decision. Now, there are ways to be able to kind of lower your expenses for your company that you're trying to start up. There's a lot of ways doing that, and we're going to be sharing that with you in our full course, where we have a 14 module training that allows you to be able to know how to be able to start your own home care company from scratch. So let's talk about again the different sources that you can get funding for your company, your family and friends, your circle of friends and family, inheritances, business associates, co-workers, maybe a lawyer that you guys know, mortgaging your home, borrowing from your life insurance, your 401k, maximizing your credit cards, and also maybe selling some investments like if you have any stocks or any of that stuff. Another thing that you guys can do, and what I've heard also from somebody, is that what they did was they looked into their house, and what they did is they followed what they call the Oprah advice. And there was a show in Oprah. This is what the one person I was working with to help him start his home care company. And what happened was that he saw a show in Oprah a long time ago that says, look into your house. If you have things in your house that you have not used in more than the past year, more likely you'll never use it again, and it's just a waste of time being in your house. So sometimes, you may find stuff in your house that you can just sell off and just make some money from it. And if you can use Craigslist or OfferUp, those type of apps that you guys can do, you might be able to sell some of your stuff in your house that is not needed or is not being used. And you'll be surprised. And this is the truth. You can look into your garage, into your basement, to your storage, and you might find things that you might be able to sell off, and you might be able to find around $3,000, $4,000 worth of stuff within your house. You can even look at old clothes and sell those off, right? So what I want to tell you guys is that, the finding funds for your company is something that you can easily do and easily raise, right? You're not trying to start a company where you need $1 million to be able to start it off. For a non-medical home care company, you can start your own company for less than $4,000, and that's enough startup capital for the first 3 months. And the goal is to be able to get the ball running and get started, right? So there's different ways on how to be able to find funding for your business. So I hope that this quick video kind of gives you guys some basic ideas and help you guys out. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below or just give us a call or contact us by email. Our goal here at Home Health Success Academy is to be able to help you start your own home care company. If you like this video, please make sure you like it, subscribe to our channel, and at the very same time, there's a bell down below. Click that because you're going to be notified whenever we have new videos coming out.
We want to be able to invite you to our 10xpatientreferrals.com, where we have our online home health marketing academy that's going to be able to help either a home health, home care, or hospice agency increase referrals, increase their census, and create a profitable company. Now, at this very moment, you're going to have access to these information through these training, marketing to physicians, how to get to hospitals, how to be able to get into nursing homes, and much, much more at a month-to-month basis with no contracts needed. It's just month to month. Now, guess what? We are offering you guys for a limited time 50% off any one of our plans. Just choose which one is going to be able to work better for you. So just stop by the 10xpatientreferrals.com at any given moment. So these are the plans that are available, whether it's the gold, the silver, or the platinum plan. Most people go for the gold plan, but it's up to you what's going to work for you. We definitely want to be able to have you come in and work with us. So here's two choices. Go to 10xpatientreferrals.com or click the link down below. Take advantage of this right now at this very moment and sign up with us. Now, before we continue on to the video, just need to be able to take a few seconds of your time. And so we want to be able to ask you a question. Are you looking to gain more referrals for your agency, your home health, your home care, your hospice agency? We want you to be able to join us at our online marketing bootcamp that has over 7.5 hours of training. When you actually watch our bootcamp and join our online marketing bootcamp training, so sign up for a limited time at 10xpatientreferrals.com. We would like to thank our sponsors of this video. And over here at 10xpatientreferrals.com, our goal is to provide you guys amazing information on every single one of our videos. So medicationreminderprogram.com provides daily medication reminders for your patients. They call your patients twice a day to remind them to take their medications. What happens is a top reason of hospitalization for senior citizens is not taking their medications. So this program allows you to be able to keep your patients and not lose any revenue, but at the very same time, it allows you to stand out when you are marketing to other referral sources because you're providing more services, more programs than the competition around you guys. The next thing we want to be able to share with you guys is they have 3 different packages available for you at this very moment. Choose which one works for you. If you're an agency that's just starting up and you have less than 10 patients, you can go with the silver plan. Or if you have 50 patients, you can go with the gold plan. Or if you have up to 100 patients, it is only the choice to use the platinum plan. But guess what? It's up to you which one works for you guys. For a cost of as little as 33 cents per patient a day, it is worth everything for you guys. The next thing is homecareansweringservice.com. It's an answering services for your agency. So if you want to be able to have us handle all the calls for you in the weekends or the off hours when your business office is closed, we can definitely do that. Or we can even answer your calls for you during the day as well. Allows you to be able to do everything for your company. So homecareansweringservice.com is your solution for answering your calls on a timely manner.